I'm back. Got my new invention running. You can see I'm getting ready to explain a little bit more on this. You can see it's running a lot faster than what it did before. I put some new other things, upgrades to it. I'll let you just take a look at this while it's running. Beautiful, isn't it? I did some changes in it. You can see it's running way faster than it was. Up here, as you notice, I put a bigger magnet in so it doesn't bang in the top here. I got it's running way faster than it did before too, as you notice. What I did was, just shut this off here a second. What I did was I put bigger magnets inside of here, and these are the stringer magnets. These are a lot stronger. I went from 1/4 inch to 5/16, which gives it a lot more power, you know, when it transfers the motion and stuff, as you can see. Let me zoom right on in here so you can see these magnets here. See how much bigger those are? There's one there, there's one there. They all string right through there. Well, that was some change I made because I was kind of concerned about if it would transfer motion more. And I've also, you know, you can see them on this side too. See those magnets right there? You know, all the way go across there. There's some down the side there, you can see, and there's one right over there. Another thing I just want to kind of talk to you about is I'm not going to patent, you know, like a perpetual motion machine or over Unity. I'm not going for that. Like, I put a better motor in here, a little bit stronger so it could pull. The other motors, they burn up easy and that. This one, it's just a little bit bigger, it uses a little more juice. But I'm not too concerned about that. What I'm kind of concerned is the concept. I'm not worried about the coil in here that you put, what kind of energy it's putting out. I'm not concerned about any of that. I'm not concerned about the motor or the coil. I'm only worried about the concept. The concept is simple. It's going to be a wave effect, chain reaction, transfer of motion, oscillating of permanent magnets. That is the what the concept is exactly I'm after. I'm not after all this other stuff. I'm not patenting all that. I don't care about, you know, I know later on we'll put a better motor in when I get it gone and everything. And I got a new test model coming out, and it's a second generation one. But I'm not too concerned about those things right now. Some of the things that, you know, I kind of that I want to tell you about is some of the things that this has advantages over other things. First of all, it's a fuelless system. It requires no refueling whatsoever. It could run for hundreds of years without no fuel putting in it. Another advantage is it's quiet. Puts out very little noise. What you're hearing here is nothing. I mean, that could be muffled when it's in a box and all that. It doesn't have that loud noise. It could shut down or be started up. Try to shut down a nuclear power reactor try to start it back up. I mean, it's pretty hard now. It could be maintenance while in operation. That's another advantage. And it requires no heat source. It requires no light source. It requires no gravity. There is no atmospheric conditions, you know, like oxygen or anything. It does not require that. It can operate outside the solar system, which, like even Tesla came up with one, it would not do that. This one will operate outside that, and it will never be outdated. Even when they be able to come up with something like fusion or matter-antimatter, it'll always be a backup, reliable power, never outdate, no matter how many hundreds of years it is from now. I just want to kind of show you some stuff here. This is my new gear for my new second generation one. And here's some other gears for it I'm going to be putting into it. Some other plastic ones he's going to be running it with in this here. Here's basically it was made out of this piece of aluminum here. I got like a couple bars of this. This is kind of heavy. It's solid chunks aluminum here. You can see it. This is going to be some of the lever arms. I got two of these bars here, and that's just going to be for these parts here I'm going to make inside of here. The rest of it's going to be thin plates. It's not so much, you know, I won't have to use such heavy pieces for that, you know, and I can just get some round aluminum things. I'm not going to be putting brass in here and all that. It's just going to be all aluminum. It's going to be approximately 4 times as big as this thing. So it's going to be, you know, so that's about how big I am, because I want to see how it transfers the motion and how the chain reactions work. So that's what I got to machine this piece of steel right here. Cut it up, and then it's going to be, that's what I started with this. It was just big chunks like this, big chunks of aluminum, you know, and I just kind of chop them up and make it into this out of a solid piece, and you know, trying to get all this intricate stuff and down inside here, because I don't want to, I could pin it together in that, but I would rather just deal with that in case it just doesn't come out quite right, because there's a lot of, and I'm also going to go with 3/8 inside of here. I'm going to upgrade this. This is going to be full of upgrades, and he's just getting started with some of these upgrades. You haven't seen much of it at all in that. So basically I'm going to get started with this one, other new one. Right here, this other one, I'm just going to shelf it for right now, because, you know, I'm just going to leave it for the patent examiner to look, you know, because every time you change something, something else changes. If you move this a little bit here, it changes it, and you got to go back and tune it. It takes many days of tuning it, and it's not as easy as it seems to be when you get it running. Also, anything you change, it takes forever, and you got to get this gear ratio right. This has to rotate at a precise speed. You get a little too fast, and this won't catch these magnets, and it won't oscillate. If it's slow, your orbit height will be really low. You'll have a real low like orbit height. So you got to make sure everything's tuned, and that's the secret in this thing. Tuning it and getting it going in that. Here, I'll just get it. And then sometimes it's very difficult. It takes days in that. It takes a lot of patience, and a lot of these upgrades take time in that. But as you can see, it's getting better. It's pretty much ready to be shelved. And then he's going to start my other new one right over here. There's some of the steel. I got 2 of these bars. And then here's some of the gears that's going to go in the new transmission. And this thing's going to be totally awesome. You're not going to believe what you see. But I'll be getting back with you as soon as I can. And I'll let you know how the upgrades are going. I know a lot of people are asking me about it. And I'm just kind of letting you know what I got. So I'll let you go, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.